thing my dad always told me, he said, when the day you think that you're, good enough and you've reached the top of your potential, you should retire and quit playing. And that's the way he kind of approached wrestling and everything. And we have a long way to go, I think, even still. We have a coach who does a great job of getting the best out of us. Coach Fickle does an unbelievable job of making us, push to get better, and making us, compete with each other. A lot of the time, you hear people in the media say, you guys have all these people back. Well, that can go either of two directions. You can get a lot of people back, and if you're all lazy, it's not going to help at all. Or if you have leaders that are saying, hey, you don't need to work that hard, it's not going to help. So we need to realize that, guys came back for a reason, and you have to keep that in the front of your mind and realize that and get after it.
Do you, I guess, then relish the opportunity to meet those expectations that are put on you by us or whoever? Then I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you try to reach your full potential. You try to get to the best that you can be as an individual to help your team out. And it's obviously when you come in your freshman year, people don't even know how to spell your last name. To this point, this is all still a surprise to me. So you have to take it in, you have to be humble with it, and you have to use this as motivation to, hey, you have high expectations now. You need to live up to those. And it's harder when people expect you to be good.
Can you talk about the relationship you and Marcus have, and what how that will impact the linebacker core, having two seniors like that coming back?
Marcus is my, we've actually, developed into a lifelong friend, and coming in, and it really started when we were both backing up Bobby Carpenter freshman year. He hurt his knee, and then instead of, being the guy who was like, hey, that could be me in there, he helped me out with everything. And, I'm forever grateful for that, and we've really built our relationship off of that. And he's also a huge wrestling fan, so that helps out a lot too in our friendship. But it helps because we're each trying to support each other and push each other to be better. And he's such a tremendous athlete. He's constantly making me work hard.
Does that affect your playing that relationship between you guys, familiarity?
You have a big trust with one each other. You know what I mean? The other guy's going to be where they need to be, and I know if I'm going to be in a certain place, and I don't make the play, that Marcus is going to be there to make it. And when you have trust like that amongst each other and camaraderie among your team, it helps your team play better.
Defensive players have an uphill climb when it comes to being named the top college football player in the country. But we had a guy in here yesterday named Beanie who was talking about he wanted to win the Heisman. Would you entertain those type of thoughts or that talk?
I just being mentioned or whatever, you bringing it up is an honor in itself. I don't expect anything. Obviously it'd be a huge honor to even be thrown around in that, but I'd rather get another Big Ten title and a national championship than any of that crap.
James, coming back, you could have taken the money and run. Coming back, does it help you savor a little bit more of last spring practice, last games, things like that? Does it help you focus also?
Yeah, there's a realization. I was talking to my parents last year about that whole decision about coming back, and I said I didn't approach this season as if these were going to be my last practices. This is going to be my last game. So when you have that in your mind, you have your sense of urgency goes up a lot. You realize this is your last chance. You better leave it all out there because you don't have next year. So it definitely changes it a little bit, and you have to help the young players out too, and you have more responsibility. And but I like that. I like that rule.
Are there ever times when you reach into your pocket and you get $5 and you think, hey, this might not have been a problem had I gone a different way. I might have been able to order a pizza without.
I honestly haven't thought of that, to be honest with you. I mean, there's obviously times where that might be the case where you're like, I wish I had something more, but I don't, there's no regrets, none of us do, and, we're all looking forward to enjoying the season, and it starts with the spring.
What was the reaction from either friends of yours or people that you took counsel from about, what did they say, dude, you should take the money, or, what was people's reaction?
To be honest with you, everybody that I know has said it was the right decision. The education is important, being with your friends, this is the best time of your life kind of thing. And a lot of, people that my dad's associated with through the, the wrestling business and stuff like that, those guys didn't finish college, so they always say, hey, if I could do anything, I want to go to college and stay in there. And so a lot of people have given me praise for making that decision.
James, how is it different this spring compared to last spring, knowing that both times you're coming off national championship losses? Is there a different approach or a different mentality, I guess, this go around that you've noticed or that you want to implore?
I just think we're a lot more mature. I think the last 2 years are still kind of young. You don't have those senior guys really out there. And now this year we have so much maturity. We've been through it before, and that helps. You can put in a lot more as far as a package for your defense. You can do a lot more things. You can demand more out of the players because they've been through everything. We've handled a lot, and so we can handle a lot more from coach, and they're doing that to us. They're working us pretty hard.
James, do you anticipate there will be a lot of doubters and detractors after a second national title loss? That you guys will have to do that much more to try to prove yourselves?
It is what it is. People are going to have an opinion, and some people might think they got a lot of people back, they're going to be good. Some people might think, we run in the mud and we're slow. It doesn't matter. Either way, you have to only focus on what you can do to better your team out, and you can't really focus on all that stuff and start focusing on the outside things. You're not focusing so much on what you need to do inside of this building.
Do you relish that opportunity of trying to prove people wrong, the naysayers?
I think it's more of a thing. I just relish the opportunity to kind of each of us have personal achievement of wanting to accomplish that goal. That's every team's goal. All these teams that are D1 in the country have that goal. Winning that national championship. So I think the whole fact of just achieving that, knowing how hard it is. I think Marcus Freeman said when he came back that if we said we were coming back to win a national championship, that's ridiculous because it's so hard just to get there. We know that firsthand the last 2 years. So it'd be just something that saying, hey, we can put our footprint on history and college football if you can do that, but nothing to prove anybody wrong because no matter what, a team could have everybody back, could be from wherever, and everyone's saying everything good about them. There could be one naysayer, so it is what it is.
James, how about the spot where Larry Grant was playing? Who are some of the guys mixing in there and playing there?
We have a good competition going right now. Curtis Terry is there with the ones right now, and Jamel Hines and Tyler Moeller those three are really battling hard at it, and they're getting after it, and they're all very capable, So it's going to be interesting to see, who wins it out. This is something I think that might go through, fall, and but I'm confident in all three of those guys. They're all athletic, and Curtis obviously has more experience with his age and being a fifth-year guy, a senior, and he's doing a good job developing into a leader as well.
James, that resume's looking sweet. That little promotional flyer with all your accomplishments. Beanie was asked about the Heisman and that kind of thing. You're going to be a person who could be right there as well. Besides maybe that and winning the title, are those part of the goal?
To be honest with you, just you bringing that up is a tremendous honor. Just anyone throwing my name in that discussion is unbelievable to me. But the way that our guys are, it's something where if I can, get my name mentioned for that stuff, and our team's winning, that's great. But it doesn't mean anything unless the team's winning. So the thing first that matters to me is just trying to get that first W, with our team. As long as the team's doing great, I don't care who's getting the recognition.
But could be a nice little competition at some point.
It'd be fun.
It'd be interesting.
It'd be fun. It definitely would be fun. It'd be great. I would lie if I said I wouldn't. But it's something that still comes as a surprise to me. I still have the same mindset as the 3-star recruit out of Minnesota. That nobody knew how to spell his last name. So that's still the way I think.
Was there a